recording though. Let's start recording. Recording up a storm. Super recording power. Okay. So we're recording. And honestly, like I wanted to come here and talk about a lot of things. But to start off, I kind of want to start talking about Kendrick Johnson. This is a 17-year-old black boy who was unfortunately, killed, and they found his body rolled up in a gym mat. And the thing that has me fucked up is like the sheriffs were like, this is a freak accident. And it's like, what kind of freak accident like do you get rolled up in a fucking mat like that? Like, what the fuck? It's not a freak accident. And they tried to say that he died of like being strangled. So it's like, well, then that's like, that doesn't, like the story just wasn't adding up. And at first they were trying to say that he died because like he died because of his own body weight crushing his lungs inside of a rolled up gym mat. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's like, this person died from their neck being broken, from a car slamming into another car and crushing them. Like how are you gonna say this person died because of their neck without connecting the dots into like what you're actually talking about? Just freaks me the fuck out, you know? Just freak the fuck out. I'm making business cards and I don't know what cardstock color I want to use. Can y'all help me? Okay, I got some tropical colors, some Caribbean colors. I've got a nice salmon right here. I really like the salmon. I want something that's festive, also mysterious. So I'm not sure about the salmon. The runner-up I would say for me right now is the lavender. It looks really pale, but I think it just has okay, fly. You about to get slapped, bitch. Now we're not cool no more because you're pissing me off. Anyways, so lavender. I don't know why I'm putting it near my face. Like, I'm just like, look at this lavender next to my brown skin. Does it work? Okay, next we have the blue. Okay, I want to say that this is more like a sandals commercial, running across the beach, look into the water, pan over. This is the blue you see. And I'm really loving it. I think it's really bright, it's very vibrant, it's very fun, very festive. But then, we come on to the green. And I really like the green. I feel like the green is, it's poppy, but not too poppy, and also it's a smart color. Okay. Why? Why would you want to be in my mouth? That's what I don't get. That's the shit I'm not understanding. I don't know why my mouth is the place where you want to be, bitch. This fucking fly done fucked up my bangs. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna look at the chat. But going back into time, Kendrick Johnson, just like really unsure of like how the fuck people can say any shit like that. And also the fact that like the parents are like it's just like, what the fuck? And it's like, what the thing that kills me about all of these, like all of the parents that I'm seeing of these black children, their parents are like very clearly, trying to assert themselves as like respectable people. And it's like, but bitch, like, whether or not you go the fuck off on film, like granted, black people have, a history in our culture where people are constantly like, oh, this is ghetto, this is hood radish if you do XYZ, da 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 da. But it's like, fuck that shit. It's like, we have no fucking justice. So with that knowledge, with that no justice shit comes like the right to be angry as fuck, and white people are so quick to be like, oh, well, if you don't like something, change it. It's like, okay, please, you know what? Help me, white people, you allies out here, since your other white friends who don't want to actually like sit down and have conversations about community and, how we're gonna, figure out all this shit that needs to get figured out. Why don't we, or rather, why don't you, try to help us figure out how the fuck we're gonna change these fucking laws? And that's not even like the real conversation we're fucking ever having. And like that's not a bad thing, because that's a dumbass conversation. in terms of like, you know, POC working with white people who consider themselves allies to break down all the shit. Because it's like, no, like what white people really need to do is talk to other white people and get them the fuck together. That's what white people can do. Get them the fuck together. Talk to your white brothers and your white sisters. Talk to your white mamas and daddies. Do this. I'm happy that y'all like the green because I am picking the green. Exactly, Stale Muffin. The police department does not want to use resources to bring justice to black life. I do agree. I can't say that you're wrong because you're fucking not. It's just appalling. It's so insulting, and it's just like, you know, it's funny because or rather America loves to talk about the countries that we don't respect, that are fucked up. We love to talk about North Korea, but we don't talk about ways in our own country how we are in prison. We don't talk about how in our own countries the ways that we are, you know, not being, you know, treated like actual human beings. You know, that's just not something that's typical of our communities, and it's just really fucked up because those conversations need to be being had. But you know, we're just not seeing that happen. Mm. Um, exactly. When black people respond to the hate and the vitriol that we face, we're told that like we're over emotional and XY motherfucking Z. I have not heard the new Janelle Monáe. I'm not like a super big Janelle Monáe fan, and I'm not saying that because I like just have a problem with her or anything. I super don't. I think I just really haven't gotten around to like, listening to her just yet. I'm really like, I don't know. I'm kind of slow with music. I can't lie. Like all the shit that comes out, it's like I'll like some of it and then I just won't investigate the rest. And I think I find out about like really hot shit like while it's like kind of dying. So that's something that I do. Man, making your own business cards. It is hard out here. I refuse to go to Vista Print. Death penalty in America. Yeah, death penalty in America still very much popping. Um, I don't know. I'm just excited about making my own business cards to be honest, because like I get to customize like how I put myself out there and like what I write and you know the design. It's like all about me, so that's exciting. Um, but yeah, I'm just like all over the place right now. Just all over the place. Oh my god. Have you ever heard the song It's My House by what's her name? Diana Ross? It's so fucking good. It's like one of my jams. My homie put me onto it and I was like, "Oh shit. New music?" But it's not even new music. Shit came out in like the motherfucking 70s perhaps. Maybe 80s. You know, that's how much music I don't listen to. I'll be like trying to big up some shit from the 80s like it's brand new. I'm like, yo, you heard this new shit? Thank you so much, Germania. I'm very well. How are you? I think the death penalty is just like wild. Like I think that that's just like a wild thing that occurs in America. It's just very wild to me that like for such a Christian or a fake Christian ass nation, they love to talk about the Bible, but only when it serves them. Only when it's like stopping queer people from like doing shit or being shit. When it stops, you know, women or people who are trans or non-binary gender to do shit. You know, it's just interesting to me how they always find a way to use the motherfucking Bible. for every other motherfucking thing but what the fuck the shit was made for. And granted, I feel like very much, you know, I feel like the Bible was, I feel like I'm very complicated. It's very complicated about Christianity because I feel like Christianity and it was like largely used to like, you know, like I don't want to. How do I say this? I think that Christianity, especially in the African American community, Black community, it's been used to kind of like keep Black people kind of like, you know, from retaliating. You know, the idea that like you should, you know, turn the other cheek and let someone slap you is fucked up. And like that's what fucks me up about Christianity. The idea that like someone being violent against you means that you should be complacent or rather allow them to strike you again. You know, I think that I don't fuck with that ideology. I don't fuck with that thought. I definitely don't want to harm people, but I'm not above being violent to protect myself, and to kind of protect my headspace and protect, you know, just me, 100% me, and what the fuck I believe in and my autonomy. So I think that like Christianity kind of like makes you, and I'm not like, and I'm not shitting on anybody who's like, I don't believe in violence, because that's you. But I think that to not believe in violence, you have to live in a different world than we live in. I think it's like, I think in theory, like violence is disgusting for sure. I think that is gross to have to use violence. I think it's fucked up that you would ever have to use violence against another person. But I think it's also fucked up that people prey on people. I think it's also fucked up that people use violence um, as a means to survive, as a means to solve problems. And that is unfortunately what we do in the United States. Like, and that's what we promote a lot of times. That's a big part of conditioning for, you know, unfortunately male-bodied people. And it's wild to me, you know, how much like America promotes like violence, you know, rape culture, violence against women, especially, you know, violence against, you know, erasure of people, so that like when people do see those people, they don't know how to motherfucking act. You feel me? People don't see fat people outside of most scopes other than the white, thin, cis scope. So when you see a fat person, you see a fat person that don't really look like the gender you feel like they should be looking like. You see a fat person, you know, who's maybe using the handicap wheelchair, or maybe has a cane, you know, and just assume things and treat them a certain type of way. That is a part of, you know, that is a part of, you know, fat phobia, but it also is aided by the fact that like it's hard to see fat people in any light that's positive. So when you see a fat person, you know, you all already have all these backstories that the media that's bought and paid motherfucking for, that showed you that shit. So when you see fat people, you go, ew, fat people, I don't want to ever be fat. That's not because you truly don't want to be fat. It's because you don't want to be treated like the way fat people are treated, as per your conditioning. You see how fat people are ridiculed, and that is what you don't want. And you're taught to be fat is to be ugly, is to be unattractive, and to be unattractive in our society is seen as terrible. It's seen as something that not only you should care about, but you should try to fix. You know, like there's a reason why plastic surgery is mad big out here, and that's like no hate in on people who do get plastic surgery. That's hating on the notion that once you get plastic surgery, you're a better person, or like you deserve more things, because that's privilege. You feel me? That's privilege that you're getting once you decide, like once anyone decides to you know, get into beauty culture and shit like that. That is you opening yourself up to, you know, the lookist, you know, community. That's you opening yourself up, unfortunately. And like that's, I don't feel like that's right, but I feel like that's what people take it as, especially like male bodied people, male conditioned, or rather male socialized people. They think that like beauty is for them, that people get beautiful for them. And therefore, because they only see a certain type of beautiful on TV, there's only a certain type of beautiful you can be. And if you fall out of that, then there's ways that you get complimented, but it always kind of circumvents, or rather it always kind of comes back to how you're not as beautiful as this idea of beauty. And just like the invisibility of so many certain types of people leads to their oppression, because again, you don't see a fat person outside of, you know, Precious, outside of heavyweights, even though I love heavyweights, outside of, I don't think I can use heavyweights. Um, I don't know. Most of these fucking I used to be fat shows and shit like that. When you don't see fat people outside of that lens of fat people need to be saved, fat people are disgusting, who are fat are unhappy automatically. When you don't see fat people outside of that lens, you start to believe that that's every fat person's story, and it's easier to believe that and to treat fat people terribly because you believe their problems are their own, blah 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 blah, victim blaming, asshole, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So that's another part of it as well. I don't know. It's just a lot of shit, yo. It's a lot of shit. I used to be a groupie. You're funny. Do you already know how you're gonna design it? I don't know how I'm gonna design the cards. I definitely want it to be like Sailor Moon themed. Like I want it to have like an element of Sailor Moon. Like I want some like really cute stuff on it. I want it to just be a card you don't want to get rid of. I want it to be a card that you keep because you're like, this is so cute, even though I don't fucking want to talk to this person. Wow, this handmade card, very clearly handmade, very clearly beautiful and taken time with. You know what I mean? I like to take my time and create things. That was the part, like when I went to college for graphic design, that's what I loved, the creating of fonts, the creating of, things to share with people and to like convey a certain emotion with what you create. And that's like always fun for me. But I find that it's very time consuming, and I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to like things that are representative of me and like what the fuck I'm doing, and I can kind of get kind of like ridiculous when it comes to like designing stuff. So like the anxiety I get from like trying to make something perfect is just like too much, and I just don't love it that much. But I'm excited. I'm excited. So far, this first one's coming out super cute. Or actually, the second one, because the first one got fucked up. What up, everybody? White Jesus photos in black churches. I'm dead. Germania, I understand. I understand exactly where you're coming from. If anything, Jesus looks like the men the TSA harass at airports. Lord, girl, you ain't lying. I don't know. I've done calligraphy before, just playing around, but like never really got into it. Um, hold on. Yeah, I love pixies. I agree. I agree. Um, I feel like as a fat person, you are taught that your fat is unlovable. And I think that like there's like this breakdown that might happen, like like sometimes like I remember like it's been a minute since this has happened to me, but like you know like people like to say to me like oh, like people hit on you, so like you that must make you feel good. And it's like you can feel good that like someone notices that like maybe you took time to like put yourself together, but I think like the realization is that like that person doesn't know you. I think like that's part of my struggle with like beauty culture and gender and shit, is just that this person like doesn't know. Like I think like when I meet people, especially like cis dudes, and I'm like walking around and I'm dressed like a girl, or I'm dressed more femme rather, I feel like I feel like I just want to be like, sometimes I'm a dude, and like that has to be okay. And like I don't know, like I don't want to get like shut down by that, and like I totally have been before. Or rather like I feel like people find out I'm trans, and then it's like, oh, like, so do you have a dick, or like all that bullshit. And it really just, it sucks. Like it really does hurt my feelings, because I feel like there are times where like I'll be like really transphobic towards myself, and I'll just be like do I even need to explain? And it's like, I want to explain because like I want to be taken seriously in terms of like wanting to be treated inclusively by my partner, and I want my partner to like be able to celebrate with me, how much I love me and how much I love what I do, and how I live and who I am. But I feel like it also kind of makes me really feel like I need like I feel like I'm like I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Like I'm constantly looking for someone to like care about me 100%, and I don't think that's unrealistic. But I just feel like sometimes like I feel like I've complicated my life, and that's like really victim blaming because like I like didn't choose to be a trans person. Like I think it's something that I like didn't want to like deal with, and I feel like it's something that I really didn't want to have to worry about. You know, so it just really sucks, honestly, to like really think about it. And have to like deal with it like when I like see like people that I crush on and people that I want to be with. I'm just like, damn, like do I really want to like go into, my real life? Like do I really need to do that? But I do. And I do it because I care and because I want to be honest with my partner. But I also feel like again it has complicated things. Oh, sorry. How would I explain to a cis hetero man partner that I feel genderqueer? I don't know, dude. Like it depends like on the person. Like I think I think like when I was talking to my partner about it, they were just like they didn't really have an opinion for a long time, and I think like for them it was hard for them to call me Trent because I feel like they like really like my name and they like making like little stupid names up for me and stuff anyway. So I was like, I don't see why that matters. Like why like you wouldn't want to like appreciate the fact that like I'm allowing you to be in my life and like that I'm allowing you to like share space with me and love with me. And I think that that's what really made them understand like that they were being kind of an asshole because it's like I allow you to be around me. Like I'm a good person. To be around, and I feel like as long as I'm a good person to be around, we have to have like respect. In terms of like how we be around each other and respect each other. And I feel like if you keep that in mind, you won't let people treat you like garbage. You have to say like I'm a good person to be around. I'm someone that cares about the people that I meet, and if the people I meet are not gonna treat me good, then I'm not gonna be around them because I'm not gonna treat myself bad, or rather, I'm not gonna let another person treat me bad. I can treat myself bad. I don't need help doing that. So there's that. But I think it's hard. It's not all daisies and hula hoops and mermaids and shit. Cause I just feel like this partner has like the potential to hurt your feelings probably and like make you feel like really insignificant. And I think that that's a hard part about being a genderqueer, non-binary person, a non-binary gender person, because you constantly feel like like does it matter, does it not matter, or rather maybe that's just my experience in terms of like talking to my partner about it, but it definitely matters to me. I think that I try to say it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter to me. I think gender is really funny, and I think that like I think as long as me and my partner can laugh about gender, like that's a good relationship, I guess. But it's hard. It's definitely hard to like tell your partner, especially like if they're not really like um if they don't really have they have information or something. Like I feel like that's also a part of it, like giving them like maybe pamphlets or like websites or something like to kind of help them. I am left-handed. um I can't draw like super well. Like this is what I have so far. It's like not super nice or anything, but I'm just like just going in, just doing my red pen. I'm just like trying to write down like all these cool things. Yay! I finished one. um, Yay! You finally get to see me live. That's exciting. Jordan 40 or funny. Uh, Tiny Bird. What is one of your favorite songs? My Big Fat Revenge. Oh Lord, that show like just annoys the piss out of me. Mainly because like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? You know, it's like, don't get me wrong. Every fat person, every thin person, every person in the world probably has a bully or somebody that like fucked them up when they were younger. That they remember their first and last name, and they probably have seen this bitch on fucking Facebook or something like that. And probably wants to come at them like, can I tell you, child? Can I tell you, child? Can I tell you? I had someone who used to bully me, and I one day was on Facebook and I found him. I found him real quick, and when I found him, something inside of me was like, let him know. You know what I mean? Go in, bitch. Let have. And I hit her up. You know what I mean? I hit her up and I told her, I was like, you really hurt my feelings growing up. You were very mean to me and you treated me very poorly. It's My House by Diana Ross. Yes, that's such a good song. Um, uh, what up, Cosmetic Junkie? Thank you so much, Kelly. Kelly Rachel. Kelly, we were supposed to talk, girl. Oh my god, we need to get together. Um, but what was I saying? Um, Shucks. Oh, so I got bullied by this girl and I found her on Facebook and I told her, I would really, I was really hurt by you and you really like made me feel terrible about myself. And homie just like couldn't even, like homie couldn't deal. Homie was like, oh my god, like I appreciate you for like, having the courage to like say this to me. Like I want to apologize, and like I see you like on Facebook doing your thing, and like I'm happy that like you're like living your life and doing your thing, and like whatever. I don't know. I didn't get the closure I wanted, but I think what I wanted was her to like, really just fall all over herself and be like really sad that she was a cunt to me like when I was just like young warthog. But at the same time, it's like, what am I supposed to like do? What am I supposed to do? Um, like, cry, whine, be sad that this like little hater pigeon like, fucked me up when I was younger and like said really fucked up things about me. And just really made me like not like myself. Like that's what really sucked is like I feel like she really just like, made me feel like just like a really bum ass bitch. And I was like in fourth grade. Like she made me feel like a fucking pigeon in fourth grade. And I was just like, what the fuck? She was just a mean ass bitch. And like, not only that though, but like, in my little ass bullshit ass town, we have some shit called the Daffodil fucking festival. And they have this contest for Little Miss Daffodil. And this bitch would stay winning. And I would be mad. I would be like, ugh. And like every year, they would give us a sign up sheet for Little Miss Daffodil. And they'll always give me one. And I'd be like, why the fuck you gonna give me this shit for Little Miss Daffodil knowing good and goddamn well I'm not gonna fucking win. I'm not gonna get no motherfucking accolades. I'm not gonna get shit from any of this. And, I just felt like it was shade to the fucking me. But, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna lay down because my back is hurting me. But yeah, so, I confronted her and I didn't get what I needed, but, it felt good to do it. So I think that, like, it's good to confront your bullies, but that show, My Fat Revenge or whatever, child, you know what I mean? It's like, what kind of closure are you trying to get by like harming someone who harmed you? And it's like I don't know. It's just like with the way that like people be dieting these days, the weight don't even stay off. So it's like You know, it's one of those things where it's like I'm seeing a lot of these like fat people out here just like bugging on their used to be fatness. Like that shit is mad annoying to me too. Like I can't lie to you. I get so annoyed at people who used to be fat talking about their old fat body, hating on it and just like being like hella fucking fat phobic. Or people who lose hella weight and then like want to fucking talk about how, you know, or just like talk about how like they accept fat phobia because like a lot of times when people lose weight, they're like, you know, I lost so much weight. I worked so hard. You know, I deserve to like be able to make fun of fat people. Like that's like logic of a lot of thin people. Is like because they work hard, they deserve to have to be able to shit on, roast, and lampoon fat people because you know, I had to work so hard for me to like not be fat. So, you know, if you're not gonna work hard, then like we're gonna come up with these jokes, you know, and that's just what it's gonna be. And it's just like really fucking annoying because it's like, but bitch, you know, like is it that fucking serious? You feel me? Like, is it that motherfucking serious? Like, you know, nobody told y'all to do lunges and shit. Like nobody told y'all to do karate and shit. Like no one told y'all to do that. Like, but y'all wanted to do it. But now it becomes, oh, you know, it becomes like full circle where you admit that like it's part of the machine. So fat phobia makes then people work the fuck out, but it also makes them think that they deserve like you know, extra respect or some sort of leniency when it comes to being a fucking bully because they think that working out somehow like affords them some sort of membership into an asshole club. And that's what it just comes out to be. And it's just horrible and terrible. And I want to punch it in the face because I just don't understand how people can just like be just so fucking like hypocritical. Like I get you not liking your fat body before you know you lost weight, but like to totally make yourself out to be like this horrible monster before you lost weight is just so fucking annoying. This girl used to push you in the lockers, tried to add you on Facebook. That is such a mess. I hate people like that. Like there are so many people that added me on fucking Facebook from high school and I'm like, y'all know y'all didn't like me. You know? And it's like I feel like they only add me cuz somebody told them like I was doing some funny shit or I'm funny now or I'm cute now or some shit like that. Because, you know, I do get a lot of people that hit me up, people that were mean as fuck to me. People that were mean as fucking fuck to me um be fucking on my dick now and it makes me sad, you know? It makes me feel like Mike Jones, you know? Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot, they all want me. Okay? Somebody told me I was too fat for them. Still, same a year later, same size. They back again. You know what I mean? You know, Zaina D, I agree. I ask myself that question a lot. What is a woman? What does that mean? You know? What does that mean? With all the oppression I face, what does it mean? Especially being a black woman. You know what I mean? What does that mean? You know what I mean? And that's not to escape womanhood. I think it's more so this disconnect of, you know, of me and womanity. What up, Nia 1987? Peaches 236 off general topic, but what exactly is dumpster diving? Like I know you got that shirt from university students who are throwing out old things. Yes. You know, a lot of times like on Tuesday, for example, on the East Coast, CVS dump throws away like a lot of stuff. So if you're on the East Coast, Tuesdays are a good night to go to CVS and check out their dumpsters. They throw away so many awesome things. Like I remember my friend got like some teeth whitening kits and shit. They just throw away so much, very wasteful. But a bunch of shops around, especially like Panera Bread, they have really great dumpsters. It's uh what is dumpster diving? You go to a dumpster, you go inside of it, you get someone to go inside of it and you stand outside of it and you gather stuff. It's much easier I think with like three people than more than three people or less than three people because that way you can have two people in the dumpsters, one person organizing shit in crates and just like throwing it in the car. And then when you get home we do like this mixture of water and white vinegar to kind of clean, to do like a vegetable wash, and it's very positive. It's very positive for like cleaning the vegetables, and just and we obviously put some soap in there too, like some Castile soap, just to kind of like get them like more clean, and stock the fridge. That's what it is. Malware, malware B1, that Tord Ursula costume. I can't believe it's only in a 1-2. I thought like when it first came out, it was like in all sizes. Like I really, I swear, I saw that it went 1 through 5. But now that you're saying 1-2, now I'm just like, wonder what happened there. But not really surprised. Tord's good for that. Tord's good for having some shit in only the smallest size, and totally be like, and, you know what I mean? Tord be like, and, bitch? But they be just like, I don't know, some of the stuff that they like bring back, I'm always just like, wow. Like when they bring something back, I'm like, okay, like enough people, like, did people buy it in a hurry? Like, what was the criterion, for y'all restocking some shit? Because that would be helpful to know so we can make it happen again sometime. um, the Biggest Loser too. Yeah, The Biggest Loser is a very terrible show. In terms of like, unrealistic like weight loss goals, and just treating people like fucking animals. And I think the Biggest Loser is an example of what America what fat phobia is. You know what I mean? Fat phobia is this idea that like fat people need to like, oh, okay. Hold on. I'm like trying to be comfy, but I'm not trying to show you my butt. I'm trying to be comfy. Okay. Um. Okay. I feel like this is safe. Okay. Um. Sorry, I'm like so ridiculous. I'm like. Um. Nia 1987, please do tell me about some fuck shit. Uh, Liam B, I totally feel you on that tip. I think when people like suggest that you lose weight, I think it can just be like just a very traumatizing experience, because it's like, we spend so much time worrying about how the fuck we look, and when someone tells you that like you need to alter your body or something, like I feel like that kind of creates a climate where you are automatically like scrutinizing your body even more, because you're like, why the fuck would somebody say some shit like that? Like that's just like kind of like mind blown. And then from there, you do what you do, but I feel like it's hard to like escape that. Like I feel like once somebody kind of like makes you aware of something, it can be kind of a lot, like, and I think I'm kind of fortunate in a way, with being able to I think like be in communities where people are like not largely fat phobic and sizes, but I think that that's also an intentional thing that not everyone can like totally like have, because I think that it really depends on the community that you're around. Like I'm really pumped to go to Colorado, because I know that they have a really cool like queer scene, and that's exciting, and I know that a lot of people there are like really body positive, or rather the people that I'm going to visit. But I'm also like really like apprehensive to go back to the West Coast. And I don't think that the West Coast was super fat phobic when I went. Excuse me. Because I had like a couple friends, or rather people ask me, how was California, or rather Oakland, with fat phobia, and I just really didn't feel like it was like super fat phobic. Like I was like, um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like the person to even ask, because like I suppose like since I'm like an acceptably fat um you know person who you know adheres to like Western beauty standards, who is conventionally attractive, I don't think that like I'm gonna go somewhere and like have like this like really like super like fucked up fat experience, unless I was in like LA or something. But even I have like fat friends in LA who say that like it's not as like bad as people think in terms of like all of LA. I think that there are parts of LA where like obviously you know, you're gonna have more size discrimination, like, you know, stores and stuff. But I've been told by a lot of people that it wasn't as serious as people like think it is. But again, I have privileges, so like I can't say that it was like better or worse. I think the short time I was only there for like a month and a half, and it was just like whatever. I met some cool people, and that was it. Um okay, another thing. Someone was asking me to kind of like talk about my experiences on like riding planes and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like I've ridden on a lot of planes recently because like I've been going back and forth between like New Orleans and Boston, and you know now I'm going to Colorado, and so I gotta get on a plane again. But I really have had like a lot of luck, in terms of you know riding planes, especially you know longer flights, you know, because I have ridden across country and to Oakland, and it really wasn't bad. I think that my worst flight experiences was my most recent one from New Orleans to Boston, mainly because I feel like there was a situation where the person I was sitting next to, it was like this old ass white lady who was like a hater, and she was just like, oh, like she was already, first of all, like I already knew it was gonna be some shit because she was already like sitting in my seat when I got there. And bitch was like, oh, you know, she's like, I usually get the window seat. And I'm like, well, I was like, you didn't, you know, you didn't. So, you know, I kind of just paused on her for a second because I was just like, I know your old ass knows how to fucking read. And like, I know that your old ass fucking went on this website and got your motherfucking life and knew that you didn't have the fucking window seat, bitch. Like, like you don't think you have the window seat. You either have the window seat or you fucking don't. And truthfully, I have the window seat on both of my flights. So thank God. But I just like to be on the window so I can know when the fuck, like, what's going on outside. What the fuck is the tea? I just like to be near the fucking window. So, anyways, I'm on the plane, and you know the old woman next to me, you know, she moves and she's sitting in the middle of me and this white dude, and damn, I just fucked up. Urgh. Urgh. Sorry. uh And she was just like, I usually get the window seat. And I'm like, okay, are we still talking about this? You know what I mean? I was kind of through. But then she just kept on, you know, kind of, you know, nudging on me and stuff. So I took a nap so I could just like get away from her temporarily in my dreams. And when I woke up, I had missed the fucking beverage cart. And I was so mad because it was like I was so hungry. I actually didn't eat before I got on the plane. I was just like, what the fuck? I'm so starving. And when the beverage cart came again, I made sure to get me a coffee or some shit so I could like have something inside of me. But you know, she was just really annoying. You know, she was like, she was just one of those seat partners that was like, you know, that was sitting next to a fat bitch but was trying to play me. Like, oh, like I'm just gonna be all up on you. I'm gonna act like we don't have boundaries, even though you know our legs are like not touching. Like we, like I was like all over in the corner, leaving her alone, and she just kept coming into my space. I'm like, bitch, how the fuck? But I usually sit in the back row, in the back, and usually people don't sit in the back of the plane. I'm noticing this. Every time I get a back seat, I'm usually sitting by myself. It's very rare that I'm sitting next to somebody. But this last time, as I said, when I left New Orleans, I had to sit next to somebody, this old ass white lady. But in terms of like seatbelts and stuff, I've only had to use the extender like two times. I think like there were some times where I think like United has better seats, but US Airways, is it United? Yeah, United has better seats. US Airways seats are like shitty and smaller, but I think it's also about the plane size. I think the bigger the plane, the bigger the seats. Um so that also helps. But oh shit, one time when I was on the plane, I got a coffee and the person handed it to me. Actually, no, that's not true. I bought a coffee and I spilled it by accident on this bitch that was sleeping next to me, and she didn't wake up. It was so awkward. I like spilled fucking coffee on her book, and while she was sleeping, I was just trying to like clean her book. Like it was like luckily it was like on the front of the book, And it was just like a little bit of coffee, so I just like, you know, do a little dab and try to fix it. But I was like, this is my Seinfeld ass life, you know what I mean? Like, of course I would like fucking destroy someone's book next to me. I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat now. Merp. There are sizes of, well, that's like saying there are sizism in the plus size community. That's like saying there's racism in the black community. You know what I mean? There's colorism. There's, you know, which is a symptom of racism. You know, sizeism is a symptom of, you know, fat phobia. So that's why we have all these denominations of fatness. You know, of like of chubby, thick, curvy. You know, all these buzzwords to kind of pretty up the fat or kind of differentiate the amount of fatness. Um, oh, malware B1, go in. Yes, malware B1, you are the shit. To make a long story short, I basically got told by a white nurse at my job that I'm not black, and that he is because he grew up in a minority-based neighborhood where I did too. But I guess because I don't act like that stereotypical POC, that I'm not black enough. I just know you always speak on situations where you getting some fuck shit from non-POC. Damn, you know what? I had that situation happen to me too today. Like I was going in, I was being like Sister Soldier and shit on one of these threads. Somebody made a BuzzFeed list of words that white people ruined, and I was dead as fuck because it was all accurate. It was no lies. They were not lying, you know, about white people. They was telling nothing but truths. But white people was getting mad. White people was getting mad as fuck, and I was just dying. I was like, yo, the joke is, you know, your privilege allows you to take words from, like, you know, popular black popular culture and use them and totally like bastardize and therefore make them garbage. You know what I mean? Like that's not an opinion, that's fact. You know what I mean? When's the last time someone said raising the roof? When's the last time somebody said banging? You know what I mean? I'm still using banging because I'm trying to bring it back. You know what I mean? But white people, y'all took banging. Y'all took fat. Y'all took dope. Y'all really did. Y'all took a lot of words. Like, damn, like, white people own up to it. But white people was getting so mad in the fucking comments. They were like, you talk about equality, but this is racist. White people be getting mad because they be salting the motherfucking game. They be fucking up the whole shit. And they be like, why are y'all talking about us like this? Why? This is fucked up. Why? It's like, listen, us telling y'all that y'all fucked up words ain't doing shit. It don't do nothing. There ain't nobody out there like, let's go kill all the white people that's fucking up words from black culture. It's not, we don't live in that kind of world, bitch. We don't. We live in the kind of world where black people can create twerking, and then we get told why we shouldn't want to own it. We shouldn't want twerking in our community, blase, blase. But turn around, white people making all this motherfucking money off fucking twerking. White people doing all this shit with twerking. White people doing yoga and shit with twerking classes and shit, trying to make some coins. Get the fuck out of here. White people love to steal some shit and then tell people of color that they shouldn't have liked it. That it wasn't even for them. That they shouldn't want to claim it. Talking about how are black people claiming a dance? Really, bitch? That's a real motherfucking question? Girl, bye. You obviously never did the motherfucking electric slide. You obviously don't know shit about Cha-Cha Real Smooth, okay? You know what I mean? You don't know shit about Two Hops This Time. You know what I mean? You don't know shit about that. I don't know the name of the song, that's why I'm using references. It's Cha-Cha Slide, I think. Cha-Cha Slide, I'm sure. Emergency exit seats is mad nice, but listen, in case of emergency, don't look to my ass for shit. I'm not a survivor type bitch. I'm gonna try to survive, but I'm not gonna try to help everybody survive, and I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that. I'm being real. Hold on, I'm trying to read. See, that is some wild shit. You know, I think it's just really interesting, you know, how but I'm sorry. I'm kind of like I'm kind of like, you know, going all over the place. But what I was trying to say about like white people bugging on me, telling me I wasn't black enough. Recently, I had a beef. I'm such a messy bear. I had a beef with some white people cuz or rather with this white person on the chat, in the thread that I'm telling you about, because they were like, they were like, your hair is like blonde. Like, how can you even be talking about black people? Like, how can you even be like getting upset at us for like shitting on blackness? Like, how can you even care? Like, you're not even black. And I was like, okay, I'm not black because my hair is blonde. So I changed my TwitCon to where I had a black wig on. Nope. Still not black enough. Now I look like Jersey Shore. Somebody really said that. Somebody was like, you look like you are from the Jersey Shore. Are you even black? So now I look like a bitch from the Jersey Shore. So look, it's like I knew when I was changing the TwitCon it wasn't gonna matter, but I just think it's interesting that like you can't appease these people. You can't even like pretend like to play into their shit because they don't give a fuck. But it sucks because it's like as much as that it sucks being questioned for as being non-black, especially when I'm like sitting here saying I'm black, talking about pimp, like breaking down all of the oppressionist rhetoric, and people just being like, "Are you even black?" Like that's the argument. It's like, "Are you even black? Like why are you even standing up for black people? You don't look black to me." And that's the anti-blackness, with being a light-skinned person. Like people, they wanna sit here and say, "Well, you so light. Why you care about black people?" Because I'm black, bitch. Fuck. Shit fucking makes me mad as fuck. And the shit makes me fucking so mad to hear white people question my blackness. It makes me fucking sick. Cause it's like, fuck you so hard, yo. Like, fuck you so hard for thinking anything less than black. For thinking anything less than black. Fuck you. I hate people like that. People like that. People like that are the reason why mixed people get so pumped about being called fucking mixed. They fucking love it. Oh, are you mixed? Yes, I am. Fucking love it. I remember I used to fucking love it. I used to love the fact that people didn't know what I was. But it's like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck? Like, how anti-black is that? The fact that, like, I'm waiting for someone to think I'm, like, not black. Or, like, I'm waiting for someone to, like, ask me about all of these nations they think that I hail from. It was just, like, so fucking sickening. Like, when I really started clocking myself, like, what the fuck? Like, and the thing that fucks me up is, like, a white dude was like, why the fuck? Like, the white dude was like, that's fucking racist. And I was like, what? And he was like, it's kind of racist, like that people even fucking ask you like what race you are. Like, don't you understand that that's fucking racist? I totally didn't get it. I didn't get it. I didn't understand. I thought that it was okay. I thought that I should want to, be exotified, to be looked at as that exotic mixed person. And it's just in retrospect it just reminds me of so many missed opportunities I had to like really just assert my blackness and like celebrate that shit. There ain't shit wrong with being black. Not one thing wrong. Yo, I was watching Bad Girls Club though, and can I tell you, Mylin got mad when somebody said that she was black on the show. She got mad as fuck. I was like, I'm mixed, da da da. But then when somebody said she was white, she didn't correct them not at one motherfucking point. And I was like, damn. Like, it's like, it just reminds me, like, mixed people love their privilege. Like, mixed people, like, those are people that we gotta, like, get at, too. Because it's like, they'll sit with their privilege and be real happy fat cats. Mixed, especially mixed, like, light-skinned people. They love that shit. They love looking not black. They love fucking, like, looking in, like, exotic and shit, and trying to use that to posture and like in effect like erase a lot of the struggle that like people in the black community have, because like if you're privileged in a group of oppressed people, your story ain't gonna be my story. Your story ain't gonna be my motherfucking story if you have privilege over me. So and that's why as someone I didn't want to be glib and like write this person a message because it would just be more effective, I think, for me to just talk about it, on a video so that they can hear my voice and know like that I'm like trying to choose my words carefully and not come at them kind of sideways. Um, someone I'm trying to think of their name. I know their name. I know their name. It's really escaping me right now, and I'm sorry. And I'm gonna tag you like when everything's all said and done. But this person like did a video, and I said that there was some white wine going on. And I think what I really meant to say was there was some light skin wine going on, because to assert that like light skinned people can't talk about their stories without getting derailed because of their privilege. That shit is a non motherfucking factor. Very rarely do people call out light skinned people for fucking talking and taking up too much motherfucking space. Very rarely are light skinned people called the fuck out. So it's like when a light skinned person comes out of nowhere and is like, it would be really great if people didn't call us out on our privilege when we try to talk about shit in our community. It's like, bitch, are you kidding? Like, are you joking? Like, how dare you use your little pedestal that you have right now that you built for yourself to fucking talk about how you want to not be interrupted by your fucking privilege? Fuck out of here. You feel me? Fuck out of here. Like, do you know how you fucking sound? You sound like a privileged ass, light skinned ass, whining motherfucker. And that's just what the fuck it was. Nia, girl, yes. Oh my god, cultural shrapnel. I agree. People always be asking me, why do I care about black people? Why do I care about blackness? Why do I care about being black? And it's like, I care about being a human. I care about being alive and people, seeing me. And part of my identity is a black person. Part of my identity is my blackness. So it's important, for me to talk about that shit. So like it kills me like when people ask me like, why am I at all, advocating for any kind of positive love, consciousness in terms of blackness and other intersectional issues that plague our community. It just fucks me up that like that's a real question. Like, why do I care? Why, like, what fucks me up? Why didn't I care sooner? Why wasn't I made aware of what I was going through? Why wasn't I learning about anti-oppressionism? A lot of questions I have, honestly. Um, Cultural shrapnel, I appreciate you. I try really hard to like not be a fuck, because it's really easy to be a fuck in our society. It's really easy to like be someone who's like not even like trying to be intersectional, but also like someone who's just like being an oppressor. And it sucks. I think of all the times I was an oppressor, or that or ways that I could be continuing oppression. And it's something that like I'm really trying to be intentional about, and that's a big part of my life is being intentional. um but it's I'm just really all over the place right now, because like I want to have so many discussions. I want to meet so many people. I want to have like dialogue. This is life for me. Being able to like just be one on one with y'all and just like really talk and be heard and listen and read and share. Like, this is so important to me. And I don't like appreciate y'all enough, and I don't tell y'all enough. But like your presence is like really positive in my life. Like a majority of y'all contribute to like my happiness and contribute to like me learning more things. Y'all don't just sit up in here and say, oh, you're so great. Y'all say great stuff, and y'all take your time, and you guys investigate. And like, I just appreciate your willingness to like hang out with me and like really just take part in my life, in any capacity. So I just want to give y'all a shout out. Like, fuck, I fucking love y'all. Y'all are really great. Um, and I'm just like impressed as fuck. I'm impressed as fuck. I think sometimes I get kind of like down, because like I know, like, I've had people like recently like tell me straight up like, I don't follow you anymore because your channel's mad weird. And it's like, what's weird about my channel? That like I'm no longer identifying as a woman, or that I'm asking you to call me Trent. What is the problem? You know what I mean? It's like, well, like, I don't feel like my channel is anything more or less than it has always been. I think that like I'm a person who wants to learn how to be like a better person. I think that that's like something that consumes a lot of my life, is like how to be a better person. So when I've learned something new, or I'm able to learn something new, it's really important to me to like apply that shit in my life and to really talk about it and like really be about it. And that's, that's just how I feel, y'all. Like, no play. Like I just feel like I need to like be around people who like understand, that like I'm someone that's been hurt before, that doesn't want to be hurt and doesn't want to hurt people either. I want to be real with people that I love and have them be real with me. And I haven't always, been as conscious or as intentional as I've wanted to be, or rather have the capacity to be. But that's some real shit, you know what I mean? That's some real shit that occurs in your life, Sometimes you don't have the ability or the knowledge to, treat people better. And I'm just really thankful that I do. That I have the abilities inside of me to like treat people like I want to be treated, and to continue to grow and to continue to learn. And that's it's important as fuck to me. And I just appreciate y'all, as I was saying, for being here and wanting to care and wanting to be here and wanting to, just like be around and see my growth. That's it's important, to be a witness, but also, to be a friend, be a supporter. That's a fucking bomb. Um, sorry, reading. Yeah, Nia, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for really just like going in and like talking. Um, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Jordan 507. What up? I love you. Um, I think it's just like it's hard out here, y'all. It's hard out here to like find the inclusivity that you need. I don't know. I'm like just hating all of these like cards that I made. I like made one good card, and all the rest of them I'm like, eh. you know. I kind of want to like commission my boyfriend to do them because he has really great handwriting. But it's not even about the handwriting. It's like trying to like make these into like card sizes, because it's like, it's a pretty big card. Pretty big card. I do agree that like POC have chains attached to us, but I think it's deeper than slavery. I think it's it's blatant respectability politics and this need to consume white culture because it is what is consumable. I think that like people of color want to consume from people of color, but I think it's just not as consumable. It's not as available. But I think that that's changing. I think that that's why shit is popping off. White people waging wars again. You know what I mean? Trying to stop brown people from coming up, and that's what wars are about. Wars are about white people trying to stop people of color from coming up. Like 100%. Like that's what it is. Um, and people wonder why like America's getting all these fights, but it's like look at it, like for the last how many years we've been bombing people and shit to like stop their development. There's a reason why civilization is how it is. It's because it's off the backs of poor people. It always has been. After slavery, the U.S. needed more slaves. Like and the people that are in actual cages right now, like in the prison industrial complex, those people are like making shoes and shit for like 15 cents an hour. Those people are like working, and those people are making the American dream possible for people in America, because our workforce is so fucking debased. Because again, workers have no fucking power. It's all about companies. Companies are people, which makes no fucking sense. But we're out here living our life in the middle of war times, and I think that even though there's no um, war happening on our soil, quote unquote, I think I think we're just coming to a point where like we have to realize like shit is like really popping off and like really going down. and we have to like be witnesses and you know be open-minded and be willing to talk about things. You know, I think that, you know, I remember talking to my ex, like, and he was like, you know, America's heading to the dark ages. You know, we're gonna have another dark period, and it's gonna be really bleak. And I feel like we're gonna have this really big revolution. And it's like, you know, I'm glad that you can feel like that, but it's like you can't just sit back and wait for it to come on like a television show. That's not how it works. You know, I wish people would understand like how revolution works. It's not like some Wizard of Oz, and all of a sudden, when she gets to Oz, she sees the colors. It's real now. It's not like Kansas anymore. No, 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 no. It doesn't work like that. So, I don't know. I'm going to keep on working on these cards, though. So, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for talking. Thank you guys for chilling, being cool. Oh, can we just finish this up? Hold on. How long have we been here? Yeah, I'm gonna finish up with oh my god, did y'all see um Raven Simone's girlfriend though? Oh my god. Fuck. Fuck. Shout it. Okay, like hi. Alright, like have y'all seen? Oh Lord. Like I think Raven Simone is like really beautiful, but I think her girlfriend is just like breathtaking. Like her girlfriend took my breath away. I could not breathe. I could not receive the oxygen I need. Okay, too dead. Okay, too dead. But you know I'm about to get out of here. I just wanted to like let y'all know that I was really feeling that because she's beautiful. So anyways, I'm gonna peace out. I love y'all, and whoa. Oh man. Hold on. Um I think like Afro Latinos are like real, you know. But I think like I don't know, like he's dated like he dated Emily, who is a Latina, so it's like I don't even know. Like I don't even know what to even say about that. I think like we all know that like you know, I think Afro Latino people Afro Latinx people have, you know, this stigma against them. I think like this, and I think that I think like if we're gonna talk about mixed people having it hard, I think we have to talk about the people who are like dual people of color, you know, actually trying to you know, navigate between, you know, your cultures, you know, or rather the culture that is, you know, being hidden from you and being shit on by whiteness. I think that that's why like I'm not really inclined to hear like white people, or rather half white half black biracial people talk about, you know, their mixed feelings, because it's like, you know you like you're right now having a problem either identifying with, you know, your oppressor, or you know the oppressed person of color that you are birthed from, you know what I mean. And if you're not, if you don't have like people are like, what makes a person of color? I'm like, if you don't have white passing privilege, I think that I think if you have white passing privilege in a circle of people of color, you know, as much as you're still a person of color, you still have those privileges. So I think that like I think being aware of privilege doesn't make you less of a person of color. It just makes you aware of your privilege, and might make might make you more aware in talking with people of color in general. But I think what makes a person of color is someone being a fucking person of color, like point blank. I think again, being a white passing person of color still means you're a person of color. It just means your experience as a person of color is different, and because it is different, you have to make sure you include that shit. Whereas I feel like Afro Latino people, a lot of times, you know, they're told, you know, they're told a lot of times to assimilate, in terms of, you know, claiming blackness, if they look very black, or claiming non-blackness if they don't look very black. So, or rather, if they look mixed, being questioned about their blackness. And I think that that's something again to work through. I think again, even if you're a mixed, if you're a mixed person, you still have privilege. But I think that in terms of like what that means in the grand scheme of things, like trying to navigate through blackness and like, you know, your Latinx uh roots, you know, wherever those roots are, in the rich cultural history of being Latinx people. But with that said, I'm gonna dip out. I appreciate y'all for being here. I love y'all. I'm gonna post this video on YouTube. So exciting. Okay, so bye.